got completely meted by Apollo, and then he dared me to quote him, so I did.
Damn.
So
now he's got a defense.
Now he's
took
got
it
to
out of
defend
context,
himself.
Phreak.
No, he totally meant this. He was also kidding. They, of course, have plenty of respect for their opponents here. I just thought I'd share with you that little glimpse of inside information.
Great.
Lulu Kalista off the table from Apollo, but he's happy to play Lucian every single game anyway. No Gangplank for balls. Shocker there. No Nidalee for Rush. Also a huge surprise as Team Dignitas take away some of Cloud9's very best champions. Shiphtur will not get the Corki that he won that game over TSM with. Now we see what's left to take off the table here.
Expecting a Fiora ban. But it is a Kog'Maw. Okay, that makes sense as well.
Yeah. What's really interesting to me is, I guess both these teams just kind of looked at the tier list, looked under the S tier, and just picked 3 champions each.
Yep. It's pretty standard bans.
Yeah.
This is what we're seeing now with Ryze off the list. Actually, GP has not been seeing too many bans today.
Yeah, but he's still banned out in this one, so that's going to be the case. Rush will get Gragas for himself. Have not seen him play it so far at this split, so his first Gragas from a very long time, but I think it's a Runic Echoes buyer, so he can feel happy to play super aggressive early on. Meanwhile, early pick Fiora picked up alongside Alistar here for Team Dignitas.
Yep, and this is just comfort across the board here. Alistar for KiWiKid, majorly great performances on that champion. And then in the top lane, Fiora for BillyBoss, and this is a champion that he knows through and through. Of course, he hasn't gotten his hands on it at all this split. It's been denied from him and banned away multiple times. But of course, he was a big-time Renekton player, big-time Fiora player, because he likes to go in and he likes to be aggressive, despite what we've been seeing him play on this squad, which is more tanky roles like Malphite.
Yeah, well, pushing him onto something more split push. You will see if that works out well. Balls had a great week last week, but he hadn't had the most successful 2016 so far leading up to it.
Yeah.
And maybe they think they can pry that lane open. We saw Darshan do that against Uni not long ago in CLG's win over Immortal, so maybe Dignitas can replicate that kind of success. Meanwhile, Cloud9 not showing much. They grabbed the Lucian away from Apollo. I think it's a very smart choice. It's a good pick for Sneaky, as well as the early grab on Morgana. It's been known as a counter pick to Alistar, and they're not showing too much here in this draft. C9 saving all of their solo laners for now.
Ooh.
That's not going to happen.
No. But it'd be tentacool if it did.
Good for you.
Gotta
Proud
throw
of you.
those in there.
Of course you do. Well played.
Yeah, that one was kind of oddish, so my bad.
Same. Elise and Varus, the current hovers for Team Dignitas. I would be surprised to see Varus pick this early. I don't see why they would, unless it was going to be a flex. Apollo has played a fair bit of Varus himself. This is just such a weird flex pick to go for. I think it's actually going to happen is the weird thing. Okay, never mind. Ezreal comes through.
Still a flex pick.
There was a decent chance they actually were going to go for that, and it would have been kind of strange. Elise does come through for Kirei, and it's funny because we had talked for so many weeks about how he's like this Elise one trick, and people need to worry about him getting it. And he just stopped playing the champion, so we stopped talking about it, and teams stopped banning it against him.
Yeah, it was up in one game, and then he just picked Nidalee over at first pick. It was like, okay, well, maybe he's got some other things. But people went back to actually banning Elise. It was banned against them in TSM and Impulse and Weeks and Energy. So their last few games, it has actually been banned against them. Last time they played it was Week 5 against Immortals, and we all know how that went.
Did they lose?
Well, yeah.
They got a lot of kills early on, though. Kirei actually had a really good early game against Immortals back in that game.
They didn't win.
So they lost. Okay, well, next pick's coming through. Oh, jeez. All right, so a lot of comfort across the board for Team Dignitas. Almost every one of these players getting a champion they're very well known for. Counter picks coming through here for C9. Balls picks up the Pantheon to face Fiora with. That is very interesting. LeBLanc for Jensen is going to be his blind pick here. And C9, very interesting composition.
So this actually goes back and forth in terms of dynamic here between what's been drafted. C9, low wave clear, but a lot of assassination potential, able to create superior numbers. And when Pantheon versus Fiora comes up as a matchup, you just keep throwing spears, trying to chunk her down. You keep your distance, harass her, and then you look for those opportunities, because even though Fiora is split pushing, you have way more windows of opportunity to actually get into a fight as Pantheon. So if you have characters who can engage those fights, get picks like high as Morgana, then you can have balls just jump in on Pantheon, and you can keep doing that and creating superior team fight numbers.
Well, last pick comes through and looks like it's going to be the Ahri here for Shiphtur. So talk about comfort again. Every one of these champions, something that Team Dignitas are known for playing a hell of a lot of here. Shiphtur's Ahri definitely one of those champions. Last week, Team Dignitas came into the week saying we practice one comp, one style of comp over and over and over and over again. Team Dignitas now finding just a bunch of comfort, and again, picking a comp that works for them, and see if that is something that will break apart Cloud9 here. It's a long shot, but of course it is always a possibility. C9 picking a lot of very interesting things for themselves. You mentioned assassination power is definitely there. And really, both these comps look fairly split up. A lot of assassins, a lot of pick on both sides. Not so much the emphasis on 5v5s.
Yeah, that's the thing, is it's skirmishing. That's the name of the game here, is 2-on-2s, 3-on-3s, like you were saying. It's actually quite strange because C9 is a team that usually goes off of tier lists with their pick and ban.
Yeah.
And I was expecting a poppy top into the Fiora and then some type of wave clear mid. So now this composition lacks wave clear outside of a little bit of the Gragas with the runic echoes and barrels, if he goes that route, and then the culling from Lucian. So you're looking for sudden map movements with the LeBLanc and with the Pantheon to catch Dignitas off guard. If they're any bit uncoordinated, you're going to be able to find those fights.
And of course, similarly, the Elise and the Ahri can make those same kind of plays. So an exciting game is probably ahead of us here. You guys at home can let us know who is going to win this one. Hashtag C9 win, hashtag DIG win to @eSports on Twitter. Let us know who it's going to be, because Cloud9 need this win to keep pace with Counter Logic Gaming, and Team Dignitas could really use some wins to climb into playoff position. With Echo Fox losing earlier today, as with Team Impulse, Dignitas could start catching up with Team Liquid as well, and maybe making that happen.
Dignitas drafting completely for comfort here. Skirmishy composition, little bit of 4-on-4, 4-on-5 with the split push from BillyBoss, but that's where my eyes are this game, is what are those first two picks going to be able to do for Dignitas? How is BillyBoss going to handle this matchup? Is Dignitas going to lane swap it? Do they know it? And do they get BillyBoss an advantage? And then what does KiWiKid do on the opposite side of the map?
Team Dignitas. In the hunt for playoffs, they will play Liquid later, a couple weeks from now. So there are ways to get in. Balls.
2-on-2?
Ooh, 2-on-2, yep. Dignitas go in for a little bit of damage. BillyBoss getting autoed back and forth. Not too much damage sticks here.
Did give them the opportunity, though, to put that ward near the Krug, so they will see what happens if they double jungle at the start, where Kirei's route is. And this is actually a lane swap coming through a little bit late. See if they start a camp, because...
Do a lane to the top side. Yeah, here's the guessing game. Will you invade? Yes, no.
Yeah, this is where Dig invades, tries to go after that Pantheon Gragas. You have to actually stall it for a second, and then you'll be able to get him. There we go.
Spawns now. Rush has started the camp, has
not
there's the ward. His smite. There's the ward over the wall. Does not get killed off by Team Dignitas, and now they fight for the smite last hit. KiWiKid going in. Plenty of damage onto balls. Missing shot misses. The stun onto Rush. Smites it away safely. He is level 2. But now Rush being level 2, yeah, will body him away. Was going to take too much damage from the Team Dignitas duo. And the intelligent play is to steal away 2 parts of that blue buff. Grab to the XP, because you missed a lot of golden XP by leaving the lane.
Yep.
And then walking up.
No answer from C9. They didn't walk into the jungle, and the weak side that Dignitas is actually getting with the Elise and the Fiora. So easy clear here. You saw that he started up the Wolves. You smite them to make sure that nobody's invading, and that's really safe.
Yeah. They do leave the Gromp up, though. They expected a later invade to happen. In fact, they were correct. Balls is coming across the map. So really pretty elegant early game setup here by Team Dignitas as we get farther into this one. Interesting that Pantheon is actually going Thunderlords.
Yeah, Thunderlords, we saw Darshan use Storm Raider Surge, and that's actually the oddity. Usually you're seeing Pantheons take the Thunderlords. So if their combo, it's perfect, right? QW auto attack or UWE.
I mean, Heartseeker by itself will trigger it.
Yeah,
3 hits.
Exactly. So you're able to harass with that through the lane too. So that's usually what you see.
Okay. Ball's doing the normal thing then on this Pantheon. As Sneaky knocks down a cannon minion, going for a piercing light last hit on those, but they separate. He's just trying to save auto attacks. He misses a catch minion there, but shouldn't be a big problem. This turret will be going down. 3:15 into the game, bot lane outer will fall. Safe stuff for balls. Very similar situation here for Team Dignitas on the other side. They're slower, but it doesn't really matter. Both teams have prioritized getting the last hits on their respective marksmen down here. You're seeing neither top laner really stealing any.
It's quite a big wave. And that's actually going to be Kirei, I believe, triple buffing.
Yeah, he got his own blue, he got his own red for sure, and
not gonna push out this top wave. too big.
Okay, well, this is going to be interesting then. What's going to happen on the backside of this sort of lane swap situation? And there's plenty of casters that C9 could freeze if they wanted to play that
yeah, I think they do that. What you do is you take these, you make sure that you pull them all the way back as far as you can. A lot of caster minions, which is going to cause it to freeze. The only thing is there's a cannon minion wave here, and that's the one that really disrupts the flow because that cannon minion reaches way before the enemy one does.
The question is who's going to show up where, because now Balls can hold this as a freeze and TP into the bottom lane, but they need to get people down to that bot lane to hold the Team Dignitas push already coming down.
Exactly. You push in that bot lane with Dignitas, you make C9 have to answer appropriately. Because Dignitas now, stalling this minion wave appropriately, making sure that you have all 4 members crash as that's happening. And look at this, you're actually having your dueling come back bot.
This is the thing, right? This is smart by both teams here. Team Dignitas, the same push TSM had, right? The wave is there, push it with everyone, let's go. C9 realized that, wait, we could just let Balls freeze a wave, match this 2-on-2, and Balls is freeze.
They see Rush, they see Rush.
Oh, and Rush gets stunned up. Cocoon comes in, the headbutt pulverized exhaust from high to try to keep Kirei's damage down. Rush still taking damage, low on health bars, but Sneaky is in to deal some damage. He'll knock down Kirei for first blood and a red buff, and he's gonna keep going doubles actually on this Lucian. Team Dignitas did not have the people there in time to prevent all of this damage. They lose their jungler.
That was a split call. Dignitas, they have their minion wave crash against the turret. It's the perfect opportunity to use your numbers advantage or get a TP from Balls and then just shove this turret down. Possibly use your TP to get up top. But at the worst case scenario, you end up getting at the TP from Balls and get that advantage. But they got too greedy. They thought they could blow up Rush. High answers immediately, blowing his flash and exhaust to save Rush. And that made all the difference there because Rush was able to body slam when they came down. And just really well played there. They collapsed. Dignitas was not ready to actually come around and help.
Certainly Apollo wasn't. KiWiKid at least showed up for the stun combo and whatnot. BillyBoss and Kiwi were actually there, but Apollo sat there under the turret doing basically nothing.
Yeah, they're here, they have the advantage, they see Rush, they know there's no body slam. Cocoon, everything's out.
Yeah, Sneaky's immediately there.
Yeah, look at that. High flash exhaust. Already called out there. Body slam on the way down. Kirei forced a flash. Sneaky with the cleanup. Good target selection. Rush.
Meanwhile, picking on the spider. Down she goes. Balls gets the kill. 2-0 C9 as they did exactly what they were supposed to when a giant wave shows up here. Now BillyBoss in danger. Balls level 5 though. Body slam. Barrel. Q flashing away. He will survive. That dive was a little aggressive.
Oh, just barely.
played it right.
Just barely there. BillyBoss, he did play it correctly. Making sure that he gets this gigantic wave. Because if you end up losing this wave, you're basically out of the game at that point.
Yeah. He was already a full level behind Balls. You get killed as well, you're pretty much out of this game. Billy will survive for now, but it's going to be a tough road ahead. Look at how bad the mid lane is going. Jensen up 17 over Shiphtur. Level 6 on both. Big chunk comes through, charms him, and goes for the damage up. Misses the backside of the Q, though. Ignite is on for both. Trying to juke back and forth. Does dodge the chains. Jensen's passive is popped. But that is Shiphtur burning an extra summoner and only going equal. Now to the backside. Here, look for the flank in because here's the TP in for Balls. Stunning up Kirei yet again. This Elise is already 0-2.
So many low HP members here from Team Dignitas. And C9, I don't know how long they can actually keep this siege up because there is a TP from BillyBoss. So just going to be stalled out here. And look at this. Balls is basically just roaming with this Pantheon. He's using the point and click, and diving turrets is so easy for Pantheon. You take the first shot, you W, you take another shot. Easy mode.
Well, there we go. He's a Cocoon, though. No turret shots for him. Just going to let Shiphtur clear the wave away, but look at that. 47-66 in a largely undisturbed lane. The first glimpse of that happened just there. Jensen gets a blue buff steal as well, thanks to how much C9 had pushed that bottom lane in. And Balls will probably get back to the top lane, that left side of the map, in time to catch the wave that Billy pushed in. Billy temporarily with a level lead, but Balls will catch up with that before too long. And C9 just, hey, 2,000 gold up.
Yep.
2 kills and a lot of farm.
Well, Dignitas was trying to be proactive in that bottom side of the map when they caught Rush out, but it was just too fast for the rest of the team to respond, and based on the positioning, C9 were able to react much faster. So Dignitas, that was just a miscommunication, and it was such a juicy opportunity.
Yeah.
Right, you see the body slam, you're just, I have to get this kill. And that's what's causing this gigantic lead. Now they're able to push out bottom, they're able to starve out top lane. The wave not bouncing was actually okay for Dignitas if they had forced something bottom. but because they ended up losing bottom, Balls got so much free CS, and he got to push it to the turret, and then they almost dove BillyBoss and killed him, which could have been another opportunity for C9. So that's how this game has gotten to this point so far, and C9 with all of that control.
Attempted steal, the Dragon's still healthy, not going to be stealing it. Nice try.
I haven't seen a steal in a while now, a couple weeks. With the true shot, bro.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say like
people smite steal all the time.
Yeah, okay,
Like cross map steals has been a long time.
that's true. Hasn't happened in a while, but it's okay. Team Dignitas actually able to control top side of the map. They will get blue buff over to Kirei, but be careful because the team is coming. And oh no! Wait, oh, it's a teammate. I'm silly. Whoops! He meant to give it to Shiphtur. He stole it from Kirei.
It's okay. It's okay. Sometimes when games are just going crazy, it's like
I'm losing my mind.
Oh,
see, this is what happens when I don't tell puns for a day.
Oh,
I've
man.
made the effort to not make any silly jokes, and I can no longer cast League of Legends.
Wow, we like swapped roles. I started telling puns at the start, and you just started screwing up. So.
Oh, you're so nice to me. Thank you, man.
I've drained all of your power.
Including the self-deprecating humor. It's great. We've literally swapped places as people.
Anyway, top lane, Rush might be looking for another dive here onto BillyBoss. Numbers advantage there. Kirei not here to answer, and they're pinging out. They want this.
They're probably going to get it. Kirei's running up there, but good luck, BillyBoss here. Stunned into the turret, but an image out there. Apollo also rooted up. He's going to die for this one. True Shot Barrage doesn't matter. Sneaky says thank you very much for the goal.
Turn.
And now the turn by BillyBoss, but he's got no health left. Nice explosive cast by Rush to knock everyone away. Kirei says, just kidding, guys. It was a prank. Please let me live.
It's a prank, bro. It's a prank.
Chill out, dog. Running away. He's going to survive with Spiderlings in the back. Ooh, but Rush continues to pick on people. 1-0 and 2, getting so many kills for his team now. And they're up, two-manning this top lane turret. Kirei coming back yet again to defend because BillyBoss wants to teleport to this turret. And to be fair, Gragas missing the ulti means he can maybe defend this. Takes a spear to the face.
They're just starving Balls. This is our starving BillyBoss. This is the matchup that you want to starve as well. It's almost like a Riven where you want to be able to get her further ahead. You want to make the opponent have the worst possible time because it's a snowball champion, and then you just create that gigantic delta in what they're able to do to affect the map. So once Balls has split push advantage over Fiora, Balls is able to just take over the entire game. It spills over easily with a Pantheon in the Grand Skyfall.
Shiphtur minus 29 in the mid lane. This game is falling apart quickly. Flash
Nice
ulti.
flash.
And Apollo.
Oh, exhaust.
RT
Well,
Shift flashed and couldn't get a range of the ulti, which made an easy bind. Shiphtur rooted under the turret. Jensen auto attack, and he's gonna live. 18 health after regenning for a while. It's probably down sub 10.
Ezreal ulti?
Calculated. Nope.
Get them wolves, get the wolves!
Nah, that wouldn't kill him. Raptors maybe, Wolves not a chance.
Yeah, you just have to harass him a little bit.
No one did.
Nope.
Back to full health.
Yep. Top lane though, Yomu's Ghostblade completed for Balls. Here comes the dive. He gets that extra movement speed too.
And KiWiKid headbutts out of the drop zone. Level 5 flash stun comes in, pulverizes down, and gets assassinated. The true shot, not even there for it. Grand Skyfall's what I'm going for. Balls takes him out. Help from Rush. Mid lane now under fire. As C9 attempt to play a little bit of the siege game.
Rush looks like he's coming in from around the side here. Looking for Shiphtur.
And he's gonna find him. Wow, beautiful body slam and explosive cast, perfectly executed. Sneaky walks away from the turret. At least the team will want to try for that one. C9 6-0. The only objective to give it up all game was a turret due to a lane swap.
Yeah, and Dignitas, they're near the bottom of the standings. They need to pick up some of these wins. Of course, their schedule, it's not looking the best for them.
Nope.
They might end up in that 7th place spot. They need to be able to upset some teams to make playoffs. And Cloud9, though, they're looking like a 2nd place team. But, of course, those top 3 spots right now,
yeah,
very, very,
very
close in contention.
They're 0-2 to Impulse.
Yeah, they just didn't have the vision here to see Rush. And that's really good by Rush, because when you body slam as Gragas, if you didn't prep a barrel Q, because you can barrel while you're using your E, you can only get one ability off after that. So you see people body slam, then they Q, and then they try to R. You have to body slam, then immediately R. Yep. Don't get greedy, don't try to get that extra barrel off.
Yep. The ult was all he needed. He knew his teammates had the damage to get that kill, and it was really beautifully done here. Rush showing a great level of mastery.
Yeah. High kill participation on this Gragas. Went for the Runic Echoes as well.
Yeah.
Classic build here. Classic.
Yeah. Rush is, I think, the one player I think is most known for having great mechanical execution. There was an interview I don't think we ever played from Dardoch where he said he learned how to play Nidalee by watching Rush. And similarly, you're seeing, oh, nice, reflex, black shield by High. Can just ignore KiWiKid now. He burned every meaningful cooldown and is going to get stunned up once again by the Morgana. The ulti is gone. He's the bind. Here's the kill. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Cloud9 7-0 in this one. Jensen gets a charm, but now once in a Shiphtur can't quite land it.
C9 looked dominant in this game. Near the beginning of the split, we were saying Bunny Foo Foo High, back and forth. What's Cloud9 doing? And they looked all over the place. Well, out of their last 7 games, they've won 6 of them.
Yeah.
And that one loss was Immortals. So,
that one loss was
like
Immortals.
you said.
So there's bright lights in C9's future here. Looking ahead into the playoffs as a high seed. They can still battle CLG tomorrow for number 2. Provided they win this game, they'd have control over it. Attempted flank by Balls. Level 10
Yomu's
to level 9. Yomu's popped. Rush is coming as well. Billy flashes.
Yep. That's why you rush Yomu's. It's the flat armor penetration for destroying squishies, but also it gives you the chase potential if you don't actually land right on them. Jensen, though?
He's coming.
Speaking of chase potential.
Rush gets some liquid courage and decides, you know what? Courage or not, I don't want to dive a turret with Elise next to it. Backs away from that one here. High. It's a little bit of damage in a Shiphtur, walks away cleanly, but look at that. C9 in control of this topside jungle.
Yeah. They're going to try and make a play here, see what happens, because Paul's in the bot side.
Pulverize into charm, into damage. The flash away, KiWiKid. Still gets explosive cast into the team. Level 6 on Alistar. Chunk. Goodbye, Jensen. Deletes Alistar. He could have actually gone to the menu wave to block skill shots, but walked left was an easy target to acquire.
No ultimate either there. It wasn't up for KiWiKid. Rush and Jensen, the synergy was called into question the first half of the split, but then they just turned it on. Jensen became this guy who's just bodying fools.
He saw you. Goodbye. Solo kill for Sneaky.
And so sneaky.
And there's top lane turret as well.
Wow, all across the map, just domination here from C9. And when they drafted this comp, you're drafting for skirmishes. Their skirmish game has been on point. Wave clear has not been an issue.
Well, for Kirei's favorite and ostensibly best champion being Elise, Rush with his first Gragas game of the year is doing beautifully on the champion.
Oh my god.
7 out of 9 kill participation. He's doing everything.
He's also got a needlessly large rod. So
he's going Rylays?
I don't know.
I assume that's going to be Rylays.
That's beautiful. When I was like fiddling around with these Gragas builds, like I really want a Lichbane second item. Runic Echo's Lichbane. It sounds great. So much movement speed. And he's like, well, when you're ahead, AP, just snowball the game even harder. Yep. Rush is going to become the wave clear here for C9. Very aggressive build.
When you're that far ahead, you can do kind of whatever you want. Jensen going for Luden's Echo here himself, so plenty of extra burst damage to go on this LeBLanc. And the blue buff really has no worries at killing minions off.
Yep.
Boop, down it goes.
Looks like it will be a Rylai's Crystal Scepter here.
That'll affect his W, his E, and his R, so there are.
All of which are AoE abilities.
Yep. So spreading the slows, spreading the love, feeling good about that. Kirei will kill off this ward on the top side, but Team Dignitas have not found anything good in a very long time. C9, if this weren't a lane swap, it'd be a perfect game so far. And honestly, even it being a lane swap, I pitched that this be considered a potentially perfect game as we move on to this one.
Petition for it, sign it.
Like, that's a difficult thing. Is in the world of lane swaps, you get a turret unless you, like, literally have never done it before in your life.
It's a perfect lane swap game.
Yeah. Like, put an asterisk, by the way, the lane swap, but otherwise.
Yeah, turrets taken by lane swap do not count towards your turret total.
I think it's reasonable. We go bot lane under fire, Sneaky. Whoops, pulled aggro, but he's going to be fine. 2 dragons taken down, a little bit of extra fire damage on that one, and another turret crumbles. 4-1 in that regard. C9 continuing to wrest control of the map. If you actually check their vision as well right now, they've got wards in both jungles right now. They can actually track a lot of what Team Dignitas would do roaming back and forth across the map. These constant rotations are very easy for C9.
Oh yeah, it's very fast. They're able to catch skirmishes and make themselves have superior numbers. And now they're just clearing out vision, making sure they can go between mid, top with those tier 2 turrets, trying to get some chip damage, and spread out their numbers. Like right now, you only see BillyBoss top. They could dive him. So he has to back off this turret and give it up.
Far he is away. He's not even in melee range of minions anymore. KiWiKid and Kirei all showing up too.
And now you go back mid.
But to keep him alive. Yeah, right. And C9 walks right back down. High left the charge up there. He's going to go right down to the other side. BillyBoss blocks, I guess, some Heartseeker Strike damage, and even Apollo's going to help wave clear. Kirei had actually even gone Cinderhulk on this Elise just to be a little bit tankier because of how far behind he is.
Yep, C9 might walk around here. This turret is so low, they're going to get lost in rotation.
And Kirei nearly gets lost to a headbutt pulverize and plenty of damage there. Not that body slam, rather. Million Adder going down. Shiphtur forced to run away from Sneaky's Lucian. And Team Dignitas just cannot catch a break. Down 10,000 gold in 19 minutes. Grand Skyfall in. Shiphtur falls. KiWiKid headbutts, pulverizes balls. He's a fairly squishy Pantheon running for his life and staying alive. Rush might be next up. They knock BillyBoss across the wall, but Rush has nowhere to go. He's trying to run Apollo. Can't quite get the damage down. Sneaky flashing out of the base. And C9 have still given up that one kill. Jensen was slain. Petition rescinded. C9 sadly giving away a kill for their sake.
Yeah,
Dignitas, though, falling so far behind.
That's where you're just getting impatient to end the game. You want to have some fun. You dive in. You're so far ahead. Yeah. They blew so many flashes to just get out of that afterwards, where they probably could have just sieged down the turret. You really didn't have to use the Grand Skyfall. But where's the fun in that? Yeah, that guy's got it.
Yeah. All right, well, Team Dignitas forced to lick their wounds.
Wall's being very aggressive, almost. But Jensen picks it up. Jensen snaps back, still has aggro. Gets killed by...
True Shot Barrage?
Yeah.
Oh, it was! Sick play by Apollo.
Oh. Almost got rushed, too, there.
Yeah.
It's almost a double.
And Apollo honestly continues to be the best player on Team Dignitas, I think, by a long shot.
He's very consistent.
When they win, he goes huge. When they lose, he looks okay.
Yeah, they're able to lean on him. Actually, looking at his deaths, he's never had a game with more than 4 deaths.
Yeah.
So he's been very consistent. You know, and of course, he's only had 2 games where he's had 4 deaths. So a lot of them are 1 death, 0 death games for himself. Yeah, they go big. He goes big when they end up winning.
As a player, I honestly have a lot of respect for. I know back on his Team Impulse days when he was alongside Rush and Adrian, it was like, well, you know, he's just a serviceable AD carry, whatever. Everyone else does all the work. But Apollo had always put up really good numbers. And now he's on a team at roughly the opposite side of the standings here. You know, Team Dignitas really struggling. And Apollo continues to show that, look, he is a very, very good player. And it's been hard for Team Dignitas to harness his strengths always. When you have a team so good like Cloud9 where they can attack everywhere at all times.
Speaking of attacking everywhere, Apollo, consistent, might get caught out here.
Yeah, he's on the wrong side of this one. Arcane shifts away, still taking Culling in the back, and down below 1,000 health. Sneaky and Rush ready to chase him down. So the rest of the team has to go do something. Team Dignitas need to get a bit of a push going somewhere else on the map. Woo! True Shot Barrage nearly took down Sneaky, but yeah, he is dead.
Yeah, if that True Shot Barrage had made contact with Sneaky, that would have been a kill. Of course, Cloud9 got a little jealous. Phreak saying he's a great AD carry. I'm a great AD carry too. Hey, Phreak, notice me.
I mean, Sneaky's the best in North America.
Yeah, you did say that earlier. That is true.
But Apollo is, I think, a top-tier North American AD carry. But it's still a 11,000 gold lead, 22 minutes in. Ball says hello to BillyBoss with a 2-level lead. Yomo's into Sterix into Dustblade or Ma.
It's probably Ma, but he doesn't really need that. Let's see, it's just extra armor penetration, 30 flat armor penetration, 4 balls, and he's rocking a total of 37. So he has precision as well, of course.
Yeah, it's just a tough situation here. C9, all you can say is, look, this is a really dominant team. They're at least number 2 in NA. Yeah. Like, I guess you can't say at least number 2, right? They came out of the day, tied for 2nd. Of course, you just heard Darshan talk about the fact that when they beat Immortals, maybe they are the best team in North America. And maybe Immortals are number 2, and CLG is number 1, and C9 is 3rd. That could be the new pecking order here. C9 will play CLG for that right tomorrow. They're certainly crushing Team Dignitas right now, and that's honestly to be expected if you looked at the records and the level of play these teams were showcasing coming into this week's games. And it's always interesting to see just where these teams actually stand.
And going back to the game for a moment, C9, we're talking about them being a very dominant team, top 3. They got a little overzealous there, and now they've lost some steam. Shiphtur lands a charm.
Charm into jump forward. Apollo doing plenty of damage. The Cocoon lands, and the flash makes it happen. A shutdown. Dignitas finding something to do. Now, a potential 5v4 TP in from BillyBoss, but Apollo is dead. Jensen deletes him, so no AD carries. And now BillyBoss stunned up, taken down. A double for Jensen's LeBLanc. KiWiKid on the run, running for dear life, and that should be a distortion for a kill. A triple for Jensen. Can they chase more? Rush flashes in. Explosive cast knocks in Kirei, who repels up into the air.
He's gotta
finds
get
a
quick.
slow, finds a turret shot. Here's the attacks. Jensen could go for the quadra. He's gonna get it unofficially, and Shiphtur's on the run. Balls and rush to chase. The slow is there. One hit'll do it, and they give it over to the Pantheon. 4 kills for Jensen, 1 for Balls, and ace for C9 at 24 minutes.
Scumbag Kirei. Repel there to buy time, and then the timer wears off. C9, they lost a little bit of steam when they had that Pantheon dive. They could have taken that middle inhibitor turret. Now, they catch Dignitas on the other side of the map. They're able to pick it up. Sneaky, I guess it was a bait the entire time. They get 4 kills on Jensen. They get that clean ace, and they go straight towards the Baron. They're a little low in HP. About half HP there on the Baron,
but it's still
and
a
they're
really
out of
high
mana,
Baron.
and here comes some members.
True shot barrage.
Nope.
Sadly, a few seconds late.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to check on that one.
It went down about 500 health before the smite. Theoretically, it was true shotable, but Apollo did not have quite the perfect timing. And even if he had stolen it, I don't think it would have given Dignitas enough of a leg to get back into this game. Baron power play right now is below 1500 for the minion clear, but look at this.
Yeah, Sneaky's really far forward, but he's not alone. Everybody's here to reinforce. Dignitas overextends to chase Sneaky down, and now they find themselves on C9's side of the map. And Jensen free to roam about. They keep putting the black shield on him to make sure that he gets undisturbed. And BillyBoss, after Balls.
Well, headbutt, pulverize, damage up it. Sterix doesn't matter. Big AoE heal, there's no chance. Dignitas dies, and they will get another shutdown kill. So they're finding these ways to pile drive the split pushers, but C9 just does something else.
Yeah, you can. So when people make plays like that where you allocate superior numbers to one person, you're going to lose something on the other side of the map. This turret is going to go down so quickly at that point, it's not worth it when you look at the overall play. Sure, you stop Balls with 3 members, but then it's a 2-on-4 on the other side of the map.
Yep, so inhibitor turret goes down. The rest of Dignitas heals up. They've got home guards 20 minutes in, so they can maybe go back in for more. They still actually have... Oh, he jumps over it and just takes freaking people down. A lot of damage dealt back and forth. No one has died just yet. The inhibitor is gone. Explosive cast puts the team right back in. KiWiKid running for dear life will still be killed off by Jensen. Now Sneaky's low. High puts the pool under Kirei. Plenty of damage. Shiphtur wants in. Can he get it? Almost! And he does! He gets 1, but it's only the 1 kill. Apollo rooted up. Jensen deletes the poor man. Ezreal is dead. A 3-for-1 inside the base.
If they were able to actually finish off Kirei, that could have been game there. Balls walking up, Grand Skyfall available in the Baron buff, but Cloud9 going to back up. They're going to get this top tier 2 turret with those death timers being at about 30 seconds on Apollo.
4v5 or not, when you're up that much gold, C9 can take that kind of fight and it still looks okay.
Is a rather easy fight for them, and that's what Cloud9 have been hitting these last 15 minutes. Ever since that 11-minute mark and just very early on, they've been able to just take every fight, every skirmish, and 1.0 kills, 0 to like 10 or 11. And then they got a little bit too greedy. This, though, this is a good call. Dives in. Flashes the charm.
I mean,
Had
he had
black shield.
black
He had
shield
black
on
shield.
anyway. Yeah.
But why risk it? So, waits for KiWiKid.
That's a lot of damage focused on an Alistar with ult on.
Yeah.
So all of that damage and time was spent, which allows you to come back in.
Oh, QSS early. Sneaky QSS slightly early there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It just comes in because of the bind. Well, Baron power play. Only that 1432 gold. There were so many minion waves picked up by Team Dignitas. And honestly, a couple of shutdowns helps as well. Looking for the player of the wall. Rush. Body slams away just as the ward goes down. Knew it was risky. But the bot landed on fire. Culling has plenty of damage here. Sneaky walks back down to 2/3 health.
You can see Rush just walking up to hit these turrets as a Gragas.
KiWiKid just does not do damage to an Alistar, so Kirei gets deleted, picked up there by Ball's Pantheon. Bottom lane inhibitor going to be taken down, binding on an ultless Alistar. Will it go in? Jensen will, and he's going to have the damage. Picks off another champion, legendary here on the LeBLanc, 21-4.
Start of the game, first few minutes, Jensen has only had 1 kill. He's 11-1 right now, and they're getting more.
And they're going to get Apollo on top of this one. Another pit shutdown as a knockdown Shiphtur. Legendary still for Jensen. Root on a BillyBoss. It's stopped out by Riposte, but guess what? He's got friends, he's got teammates, and down goes another player of Team Dignitas. 28-45 on the scoreboard for the time. 24-4 the actual kills, in C9, the very aggressive game, take down Team Dignitas.
Very dominant game. And Cloud9, they may have been able to end it a little earlier. They had that dive, but you know what? Do it for the fantasy.
Yeah.
Fantasy points. Cloud9 owners. Oh, man.
High 0-0 and 19. And as a player with High on my fantasy team, I must say thank you very much, good sir, for the 24-ish points you've given me.
And that's just game 1 of the week.
Yeah.
All of the members actually coming up huge. And in terms of kill participation, Jensen was the lowest for a decent amount of time. There was a lot of action in the side lanes. The skirmishes were happening away from mid lane. Wave clear didn't become a problem at all because they got so dominant and they got such large gold leads that they were able to just force the issue over and over and over again. And that's how they got the win at 28 minutes and 50 seconds here. Another dominating performance for C9, showing that they belong in that #2 spot, even though we doubted them at the start.
Rush and High, both deathless. That's got to feel pretty good. High 19-24 is certainly really great KP for him. And that's just, I mean, that's C9 with a little bit of looseness towards the mid game there, I think. Yes, some over-aggressive dives, giving up kills they didn't need, but I mean, this is what C9 looks like. They are a top-tier North American team. They are one of those squads that you think has a chance of winning the entire championship, going to the mid-season invitational. The conversation's been them, Immortals, Counterlogic Gaming. Those are the 3 teams to look for. And we get to see C9 take on CLG tomorrow. That's
going to be hype.
The super exciting one. That's the one to watch for. CLG, who have just taken down Immortals themselves. It's a really good measuring stick for C9 to put themselves up against.
And C9, across the board, they have been performing so well. High's been landing the bindings, expanding the champion pool a little bit. Rush has been aggressive, but he's meshing with the team now. So they set out to have these goals for themselves. Rush, expand your champion pool, and mesh with the team. Well, both of those are pretty much covered now. Jensen perform on stage like you do in solo queue and scrims, and he's been bringing it.
And especially just you talked about Rush synergizing with the team. Remember the old C9, Meteos camp for balls, that level 6 tower dive that happened almost every single game. Balls crushed everybody all the time, Meteos helped him. Then there was this mid sort of C9 timeline slump, you know, later on to the Meteos time, in the High jungle time, where Balls was kind of the weak link of the team. The Diamond 2 meme showed up. He wasn't very successful, but honestly, like, Balls had a downturn for kind of a while. And then Rush comes into a game, camps the crap out of his matchup, and his Pantheon gets a whole ton of kills. There's plenty of damage for the team. Rush constantly there under the turret to get Balls a couple of tower dives, and hey, look, that's back. Old Season 3 Balls is back, and that is a really big deal. Rush is, of course, helping.
Yes, of course, and that's the big thing is Rush is being able to not just gank one lane, he's ganking mid, he's ganking top. This game, there weren't even that many ganks in the mid lane. It was just side lane control, and he's synergizing really well with the team. No questions there. That's pretty much a story that's off on the side now, and it's all about Cloud9, how they're moving forward, and that second place spot.
Yeah, are you #1, #2, or #3? We'll see which one it's going to be by the end of the year. But to wrap up our day's coverage, let's send it down.